Also, you deserve to be paid for the content. Bronze GM guide shouldn't be free. It's okay. It's really not, to be honest. It's like free to play. Look at what you guys are doing right now. You guys are supporting the crap out of me. We're at the highest sub count I've ever had. We have a very high viewer count right now, and we weren't hosted. Although I actually lost like 400 viewers as soon as I started playing GM Ladder. We had almost 900, I think, for a while. But it's going well, man. I can't complain. Stream's doing great. Bronze GM definitely is helping me. Okay. Okay. So now we're against it's a ZVZ. All right. This is Platinum 2, guys. Platinum 2. Platinum 2. ViBE, you're awesome for the community. Thank you, Maddox. I appreciate it, dude. I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. I'm enjoying doing it as well. So we're all around having a good time. ViBE, you're an asshole, but you're our asshole. Alright. So halfway down on the pool, we will make a gas. It's coming up really soon. We're going to stop droning right now as well. We're going to take a minute here. All right, we're going to wait till about 2 minutes to make another drone. Which is, it's not going to larva cap us, but it's going to be really close. And what this is going to do is if we see Overlord, with our Overlord, Lings coming across, we will make Lings as well. But if we do not see Lings, we will make an Overlord and drones and continue on the build as normal. We still have 2 larvae, as you can see. And I don't see any Lings, and now we make an Overlord. So no real deviation out of our build. We just delayed a drone or 2 for a second, just to be extra safe. Because if this guy was all-inning me, we would have crushed it because we saved larva just for a second there. Easy peasy. So it's like, we take a very minor hiccup on our build to have a major counter to an all-in. Like if he shows up with like a 13-12, we would have so many Lings to shove him off the hatchery really fast. And we would get our queens grouped up. It would be really easy to defend that at that point. So layer. Shove the Overlord away. You can't just sit here with an Overlord like that. Even though you're sneaky David, you can't get away with that. I can see that. Alright, so after we make our drones off this larva inject we just got, we'll make another Evo at the wall. So we're going to make another Evo now. We'll start weapon upgrade and then we'll start gases. So our build's looking pretty good so far. We're looking solid. This guy's all-inning me. So get ready. Here, let's just do this. Let's actually pull this queen out right now and put another Evo here. And because we're getting all in, let's start making roaches. This guy is flooding me with Lings right now. We'll just make some roaches. And get ready. This is that fill the hole, plug the hole type build type thing again. Blah, blah, blah. Plug the hole. Wherever he breaks my wall, we plug the hole. So it looks like our top Evo's gonna break. Let's plug that mother fudging hole right now. Looks like the roach one might break. Let's plug the hole. Actually, no, we're fine. It's not even gonna break. We have those broodlings and the roaches and queens we have now are going to hold this. Now we can make drones and finish it off. And let's cancel these over here. That was solid, right? We didn't really take any damage. And we're fully saturated on 2 bases still. And now we have a scary timing he's going to have to deal with really soon. The best thing I can say for him that went in that fight, the way it happened, was he actually denied my +1 weapons on roaches, which is kind of a big deal if he's going mass Zergling, because that means he's gonna my roaches have to 3-shot Zerglings again instead of 2-shotting them. Now, if you'd have gone for the roach one, it wouldn't have mattered. I still would have made... People said this last time, too. I can still make roaches, even though my roach one's getting killed. I started actually droning before my buildings were totally dead. Because we already had like 5 roaches or 6 roaches, which is all we needed. But you also, to keep in mind, you can't be Zerg, and you can't just do that timing and then be like, oh, he's got a wall, let me go back home now. You're automatically fucked if you do that as well. Like, the fact that he made the lings and I have a wall like that, he's already in a really bad spot. That's not good. Now we just shift-clicked the bases with A move, so our roaches are going to do their thing. We're going to go ahead and start a Hydra Den. And we'll be injecting my bases and creep spreading. Got some carapace going on my other Evo. How's my roaches doing? Fantastic. Okay, Sneaky David seems like he's going for mutas. See this? This is a big sound, like a big tell going, I'm going mutas! So let's make an Overseer and scout his base to confirm that crap right now. I really think we're going to fight against mutas in just a second here. But luckily for us, we already have a Hydra Den and also a good economy. So we will crush mutas if that is in fact what he's going to do. We're at 64 drones right now. We're almost done. Saturating our bases. Hey, look, mutas. Sneaky David with the mutas. Let's get some spores. 2 spores per base is all you really need. That's fine. Remake drones that we just spent into the spores. And now let's take a 4th base. And now let's make roaches. Even though he's going mutas, let's make some roaches really quickly first. Because I'm actually more... I have enough spores to be fine here. I'm more scared of Ling Bane than I am of mutas right now. The mutas would literally fly my base and be like... They would just explode in a pile of death. But Ling Bane, however, could actually wipe out some inner lines really hard if he's also doing that. Alright. And now he's kind of chilling. He's chilling, guys. Let's go and start making some drones again. Even though we haven't even started Hydras yet. And you might be freaking out right now. You might be thinking, this is crazy, ViBE. Why aren't you making Hydras? Because we have spores. And the spores will cover us really well. We're going to drone up to the optimal saturation of 75. This is the most vulnerable base right now if you were to attack it right this second. But it's not going to be vulnerable for long. And we don't have 0 chance of him doing damage to my ground army. It's just there's a chance of him doing damage to my with mutas to this base right now until these spores are rooted, which is happening momentarily. So now we can go mass hydras. We have 76 drones. That's solid. That's a good number. We can go hydras now and be good to go. Creep, 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 creep. Inject, 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 inject. And we're making hydras now. And now our hydras are going to be 2-2 hydras, or 2-1 hydras, soon to be 2-2, with hydra speed finishing in the next few seconds. And this will be our timing. Look at the mutas. There they are. He's trying to do any type of damage that he can. So he just lost the majority of his Armida army, which is what he's making this entire game on right now. And now let's make roaches to finish maxing here. And now let's go and do this. A, click, shift, A, click. He went double spire. That's way too much. Resources tied up in buildings. You don't go double spire. Because not only is Double Spire itself really expensive, but actually maintaining upgrades in Double Spire is way too expensive as well. And now we're maxed out versus someone who's got, like, nothing. Sneaky David's probably got 40 supply right now. He's got 28. So right now he's like, see what I mean here? Like, he's like, oh, okay, let's make a bunch of spines. Sure, you can make spines, but it's not going to stop. I don't like. He doesn't probably realize the disparity here of resource or of supply. Like, he's starting a bunch of hatcheries all over the place because he's like trying to hopefully come back from this. But earlier, when we attacked him with our roaches, we did not we didn't focus hard on that. We didn't focus on it at all. We macroed behind that, which means that when we did our timing back here. So hold on. First of all, this timing straight up. Look at our supplies; they're similar. But look at my drone count to his drone count. I'm crushing him already. We're at a big lead here. We're, you know, he's actually making drones faster than I thought he would. We're at a decent lead now. But we've had drones longer than he has, so we've mined a lot more money than he's made. So now, going from here, he's now behind in supply pretty hard. Even though we're kind of close in worker count, he's behind in supply pretty decently. And now we're going to do a timing with roaches, and this timing is going to severe. Like, he's already set himself behind a bit, and now he's going to severely set himself behind even more. Yeah, like this double Evo infestation pit, double spire thing. He should have just fucking seriously made only like this second spire, both of these Evos, and this infestation pit should have all been just not there, deleted, and he should have just focused on one spire and making mutas. If he wants to go mutas like this, because also if you look at this, he doesn't have any gas mining here. He doesn't have any gas mining here yet. He's like, he's trying to make everything all at once, and he's like, oh, my spires are ready. And he can make all of 2 mutalisk. Or 3, sorry, 3. He made 3 mutas. 3 mutas is not going to stop this roach army. So our roaches give us this big lead, and now after the fact, we have a bunch of drones now, because we saturated behind this. And now we go into Roach Hydra after we're saturated. Which is like, now he's got a total of 6 mutas. 6 mutas is, or he's got 8 mutas. It's just never going to work. It's never going to work. The big thing we can say about that game is our build is just pretty efficient. It's an efficient build, which is why I recommend doing it. It's easy to do, because it's literally, you just sit behind your base and sit there. And you're like, oh, I'm just macroing. And then it's really strong, because a lot of Zergs don't know how to deal with it properly. Because if a Zerg all-ins you, or if a Zerg just makes a little bit of lings like he did, where he pressures you, they always get behind. They always get behind, guys. A lot of people doubt this build when they see lings attacking me. I've already been ling baned all in before as well, and we held and we crushed it. So I don't know. I hopefully more Zergs I play against go massively all in against it, and you guys will gain confidence in the roach build. Hopefully this guy all ins the fuck out of me. Come on, Fran, all in the crap out of me. Let's go. ViBE's a green wizard. ViBE the green wizard. Bring it, Fran. Bring it. Green Dolph. It's a really good build though, man. It just doesn't die. Like, it's hard for it to die. It does die to some stuff, but in terms of like lower level play, anything below GM, it has a lot of power. It's a very good ZVZ build. Anywhere your build orders are posted for the series? The build order isn't exactly the same every game. Just throwing that out there. So if you want to learn the build, I would say watch the series and try to understand everything we talk about throughout the series, and you can see the build over and over and over that way. But don't copy a build order just as you know, at 17 supply, do X. At 22 supply, do Y. At 30 supply, do Z. Because StarCraft doesn't work like that. Like, it's very similar every game. You could probably get away with a build order like that. It is very similar. But doing that to yourself is actually it develops I feel like a bad habit in how to actually play the game. That's like a rough estimate. Like right now, this is our build order so far. 17 hatch, 17 pool, gas at 50% pool completion, save larva until 2 minutes at 19 supply for potential Ling all in. No Ling all in, make Overlord. That's our build so far. That's the same every game, sure. Make Queen, make Drone. But here, like, that's the thing where it's like, sometimes I make Lings, and sometimes I make Drones. I would make Lings if this guy was 12 pulling me, or 13 12ing me, and running Lings across the map really fast. I would make Lings then. But I would not tell you every game make Lings, because it's pointless if the guy expands like this. You don't want to make Lings if the guy expanded, because you're not going to do shit with them anyways, and all it does is slow you down then. So it's hard to give you an exact build order is what I mean. Because it changes. It's reactionary a little bit. So hopefully this guy all-ins me. I would like that a lot. I'm actually gonna put it there because it was a bad spot. It was actually kind of in a bad spot. So he's got speed, and he's also made 4 Lings. Nothing too crazy. Pretty standard stuff so far. Puri prisoner. I don't know why I just thought about that. I just did though. Puri prisoner. Let's rotate my queen out. The queen that just objected can go into the wall now, and the queen that has energy can stay behind. That way, just in case we do get all in, we will more likely have a transfuse that I can use. Alright, we have what's it called? We have roaches now, so now we can go take our 3rd base without having to worry about it. We're about ready to do a timing. Very close. And now we can start droning up our 3rd base. Alright, let's go ahead and go. Go to his base right now. We're gonna go like this. Shift, A, hold, A move right there. Oh, there's a base right there. Okay, so A move here, shift A move there, shift A move there, shift A move there. Killing the outer base is always a better idea. Always a better idea. So we're going to creep spread, and we're going to saturate my bases. We can also kill this Overlord. There's an Overlord just chilling over here. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, we're looking good. We're droning behind this. This timing always fucks everyone over, man. It really does. In ZVZ, at least. Droning still. We're at 60 drones now. His 3rd's dead. So this is now, once again, another situation where the guy did a build that was kind of middle of the road. He went for Ling speed. He made some Lings early. He made some Roaches early. It wasn't enough of anything, though. It was just like a little bit here and there. And now he's in a position where he's in 2 bases versus a fully saturated 3 base Zerg. I'm the 3 baser. So I'm in a massively advantageous position. I can start my 4th base. All my gases are saturated. We can go right back into making Roaches again. Because we have our hydrogen is getting ready to start upgrades. 2 ones on the way. Fully saturated. 4th base is done. Let's make Roaches now until about 120 supply. And then after 120 supply, we'll saturate to 75 drones, and then we'll go to Hydras. This is just to allow us to continue the macro overpowering process of my opponent.
Our forces are under attack.
Is the Protoss part already done? For today, yes. If you want to see more though, you can just check out the VOD I did today, or you can go to my YouTube and follow that, and I'm going to be posting all of it there as well, this week basically. Posting all of it from bronze to GM, however high I get at that point, basically. I might get GM by the end of the week, maybe, but it does take a lot of games played. So I don't know if I have physically enough time to do 3 GMs on 3 different accounts playing like this. I'll try though. I'll try. I'll try my best. Okay, now we can start making Hydras. So he's not dead, but he's definitely crippled. We can tell that for sure. He's been crippled pretty hard. Grab my drones. Always keep my drones saturated properly. Like here's another little example of how we know we're ahead. He's mining minerals at the same rate that I'm mining minerals. And I'm mining out on my main base, which means so is he. And if I just killed his 3rd and he's stuck on 2 bases, it means that his drones, at the very least, are mining inefficiently. Or he just doesn't have enough drones at all to saturate bases like I do, which is 76 drones, which is a lot of drones, guys. So we know our supply is humongous compared to his. No doubts about that at all. I'm not even worried about that. And the fact that he lost his 3rd, that's kind of like the game already. If I just keep the build at a pace we're doing right now, he's going to probably be in a situation where I max out and I'm doubling his supply. Like right now, we'll watch the replay, we'll rewind it to like 9 minutes. I bet at 9 minutes, my supply is max, and his supply is probably like 90 to like maybe around 100. So let's go ahead and do it again. Shift A move, Shift A move. We're moving out with our whole fat army. Now, what did you do? 9 minutes. I said 90 supply for him, right? He's 93. He fucking knows, dude. He knows. He's like, oh god, that's a big army. Holy shit. This is his army. That's it. That's the army we're fighting against, versus that. That army is quite a bit larger than that army. So, and he's also trying to go into Spire now. So, and we also have mass Hydras with good upgrades, so the Spire wouldn't do much. But yeah. That's the power of the build, boys. Believe in the build. Believe in it. You're the best, dude. Thank you, Blitzed. The guy will never play SC2 again. It's alright. For one guy quitting SC2, 10 more guys start playing SC2 because they're like, this looks fun. And you guys can play StarCraft however you like. Do anything you like. But I recommend learning how to macro properly before anything else, because you can see how powerful it is. Once you know how to macro like a boss, then you can start microing and multitasking and doing other stuff. Why does he lose so much MMR? I don't know. Maybe his maybe he won a lot of placement games and now he's like losing games afterwards because his MMR is not really stabilized in a bracket. The system might be like, we're not really sure where you belong, and that was like your 6th game and you lost. Maybe that's how it works. I have no idea. I don't normally play at low ratings, so I honestly don't know the ins and outs of it. As to why things are the way they are. Okay, I'm getting mixed answers. OV first? No, you go drone first. 13 Overlord. You start with 12 supply. You make a drone, which puts you at 13, and then you make an Overlord. That's what you do. That's what I would recommend you do. Because otherwise you have to, like, going 12 Overlord sucks balls, and going 14 Overlord means you have to gas trick, and it's whatever. But, yeah. I'm not a fan of that either, really. I mean, I would do it if I messed up, but otherwise, if I'm playing good, solid, I'd go 13 Overlord. The biggest thing you don't want to do is you don't want to larva cap your hatchery. And what that means is if you have three larvae sitting at your hatchery, you want to avoid that at all costs. So, like for instance, if you inject your hatcheries, you want to spin that shit as quick as possible so it doesn't larva cap your hatchery. Or if you're just automatically making drones with automated larvae. There we go, I got it. You want to spin that as well as fast as possible. See how this guy's going? Cannon on the outside. Gate. Let's go into Hider Overlord here on the high ground. And let's prepare for a Protoss player that is going to probably go for Stargate. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our drones off gas. 2 of them. Right now. Because of what we saw. We're reacting to this. We're in Platinum League. We can react to shit. 2 drones go off the gas. We leave 1 on the gas. It's fine. We're taking a 3rd base immediately. We see a guy who went Nexus Forge Cannon. Which is not a big deal. It's fine. Not worried about it. It's just pointless now. If this guy's going to go cannons with a wall, what's the point of going roaches and attacking that? There really isn't a point. That's bad now. If I'm attacking things that are static defense, it's not going to hinder his macro because he's microing things. The cannons are just like my roaches. He's not going to do anything. It's just going to kill my shit if he makes enough cannons. It's just going to like kill my stuff just like I'm going to kill his stuff with my roaches. I'm not microing at all. It doesn't do anything to help me is what I'm trying to say. Now, we're fully saturated on 2 bases. We're going to go ahead and take some more gases now, and we're resaturated on our main gas now as soon as we fully saturated the natural mineral line. We're still making mass drones, and now we are still going to make a Roach Warren, and we are still going to make a Evo Chamber. Because there's no guarantee this guy goes there. He might not. There's not a guarantee, guys. Nothing's a guarantee here, because I haven't actually seen anything yet. We're going to get another Overlord, and we're going to start sending it towards his base. And we're going to start saturating my 3rd base really fast. Keep making drones. Can you explain when you make Overlords? When you don't want a spy block? Simply put, it's not that complicated. Yo, parting. What the host? Oh my pardon. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Welcome everyone from Parting Stream. I'm currently doing a Bronze to GM. Some of you guys will hate me for this. It's okay. The goal here is I'm teaching people how to play StarCraft the way they should play the game in a low league. And we're currently in Platinum 2 Zerg. So he is going Stargate, okay? He's going Stargate. So now we're going to, again, fully saturate my bases. We're making spores at every mineral line because there's Stargate involved now. Let's make an Overseer and let's go scout further in. Let's go ahead and make like a few roaches. Just a few roaches. We'll creep spread a little bit. Inject. Inject. Let's make a spore here. Let's make a few roaches. Just a few. Just in case this guy hits me with like adepts. Or something like that. Creep. 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 Oh, baby. Inject. 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 Every hatchery's rallied here now. We have enough roaches, I would say, to defend a little bit of a depth pressure, which may happen. He's got DTs as well, guys. So this Protoss has gone for Dark Shrine plus Stargate. We just saw it because we scouted it. So here's what we should do. Let's go ahead and add on like 2 spines per base. Boom. Boom, boom. 2 spines. Let's make 2 drones to replace it on every base. 2 drones, 2 drones, 2 drones. Okay, cool. 2 spines. Drone counts at 76. Looking pretty good. We're losing some drones now, so we'll immediately build a round of drones to replace that. Not a big deal, right? Like, who cares? We're fine. We'll just make the drones again. I just made another 6 drones. We're back to 76 drones again. I just bit my lip a little bit. My bad. Ow. We're at 75. Go back to 76 drones. We're good. Now, if this guy attacks me with DTs, I will have Spine Spore to defend that. Everywhere. And now, you might be like, ViBE, your gas is really high. Yeah, sure it is. I get that. Sure it is. Sure it is. We're making Hydras now, and we're also getting more upgrades. It's all good. It's all good. Let's go ahead and shred some creep. Let's inject our hatcheries. Inject, inject, inject. Let's make some Hydras, guys. We'll get our money spent in no time flat. It's okay. We just made a bunch of static D, which is mineral-based costs. We made a lot of drones again, which are mineral-based costs. But we definitely have a big economy, and we're really rich. So now let's take 1 roach and go scout both sides of the map to see where this guy's expansions are, while we make more and more and more Hydras. Okay, he's actually going to catch that roach, so we'll send another one. Okay, he's going to catch this roach too. We'll send another one. Cool. Let's inject. Or creep spread. Inject. 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 Creep. Creep. Let's go take a hive. Hive base. We can also start a spire, just in case we need it. You never know. Maybe he goes carriers and he plays really defensive and we need it. There's some shit like that. That could happen. Well, there you go. Look, there's a base right there. We found an outer base for Protoss. Cool beans. All we're doing right now is we're injecting our bases. We're maximizing our larvae. We're always spinning our larvae as much as we can, as fast as we can. And we're spreading our creep. That's all we're focusing on. We're not focusing on doing Lingard buys. We're not focusing on fucking doing drops. We're not trying to Nidus his ass. We're not trying to do anything crazy. We're just making units. We're just maxing out. That's the whole point of what we're doing. We're maxing. We're not making this game ridiculous. We're keeping it really simple. Take another base because my bases are starting to mine out. And now look at my supply. We're maxed basically right around 9 minutes. Let's go ahead and we'll just select the army and we'll A-move right here. Right outside his base. Because this guy has cannons and he has DTs, well, potential DTs. So I don't know exactly what he's got in total. But we'll just go and do that, what I just did right there. We'll let my army move out, go down there. Make a couple of gases here, cool. Let's re-inject, inject, inject. Creep, 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 creep. We can inject again, because I have a little bit of extra energy. Cool, we're good. Now let's look at my army, and A-move his base right there. Let's have an Overlord follow one of my Hydras, so that it doesn't just die. And now let's go back to macroing again, because we don't want to allow ourselves to miss out on supply here. Look, notice the supply never goes down. Isn't that crazy? Yo, Sulfur, thank you for the sub, dude. Our supply never goes down because we're focusing on injecting, 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 keeping our economy rolling really well, like this. We're not letting our economy drop off. We're always keeping drones optimally saturated, and we're remaking units every time we can. And then we're good to go. And now look at my Hydras. Cool. Let's attack this base. and shift A move into there. Just grab my overseers and like follow a Hydra so we don't let it just die to a cannon. We can go to a upgrade here, constructing level 3 weapons on our Hydras. Inject, 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 creep, 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 creep. So we're just controlling the map more and more and more and more. And if we somehow don't win the game with our Hydras, we're taking more control of the game so that if the follow-up, if a follow-up has to happen, we're going to be good to go. We're going to have a really strong follow-up.
I love the Bronze to GM series, man. You make everything looks easy. I've learned a lot from watching you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, the almighty Hippo. Let's check this out, guys. Go back to 9 minutes when we max. Alright, so 9 minutes when we max. Not much has happened this game, other than scouts. I actually... Oh, wait, so what has happened this game so far, okay? This is what's happened so far this game. I lost some units to some Phoenix. He actually killed some drones and a couple overlords with Phoenix. That's the only thing that's happened so far. He's got 2 kills, 4 kills, 5 kills, 2 kills. That's it. That's the only thing that's happened. But look at the supply, even though I was the one who took damage. I haven't done anything to him, really. He lost one thing for 250, which was... he lost 1 Phoenix to a Spore Crawler. This Spore Crawler has 1 kill. That's a Phoenix. That's the only thing I've killed. But yet, we're doubling his supply almost anyways. And the reason why is because when we scouted his build, we reacted to it by going, okay, this guy's going for fucking cannons really fast. Which 9 times out of 10 means it's either going to be DTs or Stargate. And this guy went for both Mass Stargate and DTs, and he was going for Phoenix into Carrier. But because I made drones when I did, you can see the worker count right now. We'll back it up actually a little bit for the worker count. And then we'll speed it forward for the timing. Look at the worker count right now. He's got 2 bases. He's got 46 probes on 2 bases. This is after we've already scouted a lot of his stuff. We've got 61 drones on 3 bases, and he's still making probes, I'm still making drones. So we just, but you can see in the income here, I have a big lead overall over what he's got. So I'm mining really healthily, which is why even though we're getting attacked by Phoenix right now, oops, I didn't mean to close that. We're taking a big supply lead anyways. We're actually gaining supply faster than we're losing it, even though we're getting harassed by Phoenix. And if you look at the resources here, he's got a lot of unspent resources. Again, I explained why we have a lot of gas. It's because we made a lot of static D, which is not mineral cost at all. So it's why our gas kind of ramped up a little bit. But he's got a lot of unspent resources, whereas we don't, because he's doing a build that is based on micro. Full on, he's trying to micro while macroing, and it's not easy to do that. And he's making the game harder for himself, which in turn puts the game in a situation where we max out at 9 minutes, and he's really far behind in supply after me not doing any damage to him at all. So then it turns into a situation like this. This is what the overall fight will look like when this happens. You got 2 Void Rays and 2 Carriers, and a couple of ground units. And then it just can't be stopped. And then his supply drops little by little. Our supply doesn't drop at all, because we're continuously making more and more Hydras every time something dies. Because we're macroing. We're focusing on the macro. We're not focusing on stutter stepping my Hydras under the carriers and trying to micro as optimally as possible. We're not focusing on concaving around his army so I can have the best engagement possible. We're just fucking A-moving it. And we're focusing on our macro. This is the story of every single video I've done so far throughout this whole series. It'll stay this way until Diamond League. But that's about it. We're just macroing. And there's nothing you can do about it. And then he dies. Happens every time. Every single time. We just have an overwhelming supply. I think most players, I've said this a few times and I'll say it again. And I always have that preface to it. I've said this a few times and I'll say it again. A lot of people when they watch StarCraft, They don't really get to watch a low-level player play StarCraft that knows what he's doing. Instead, what they watch is they watch high-level players that know what they're doing, either through streams or through tournaments. And whenever a tournament happens, it's all about how well the player micros. Holy shit, the engagement! This guy's attacking here, and he's doing a great job. They're not watching, saying, look at this Terran making supply depots on time. Look at his SCV production, it never stops. Look at this Zerg injecting the larva and spreading that creep. And sometimes they might comment on, wow, this creep spread is really good, but that's about it. No one gives a fuck about the macro. No one talks about it at all. And when you watch a player who's really good, he doesn't take 20 minutes to macro his base. He does it really fast, and then he goes back to microing because he's good at it. So you don't actually understand that macro is important because you don't ever fucking see it. You're like, oh, all I see is people microing and people talking about micro. So StarCraft is a micro game. No, it's fucking really not. StarCraft is a game that requires a lot of macro, and as soon as you understand that and you get really good at it, then you can fucking do other things like micro and shit like that. You gotta be actually decent to really good at macro to actually, you know, be able to understand multitasking and do it well. If you just try to micro when you don't have the capability to do it, your play will suffer really bad. You'll be the guy who makes 5 Phoenix and harasses a base and you're like, I fucking killed 6 drones and a queen. What are you gonna do about that? It's like you have 2,000 minerals in your bank right now and I have like 200 because I've been making drones, and even though you killed 6, I have somehow 5 more drones than when you started. Like, even though we killed 5 drones, I made like 12 or something like that, and I still end up positive. But he doesn't micro, or he doesn't macro at all while he micros. Happens a lot. Happens to Bramblebush. It happens a lot for real. So macro is like really, really, really important. And no one respects it. No one understands it. Which is what I'm trying to explain in all of these Bronze GM series is like fucking God damn it, macro. Just you gotta macro. Do it. You think you're good at it? Don't think you're good at it. Improve on it. You can always make it better. If you're not maxing out by 9 minutes, you definitely can improve on it. Alright, so we're against a Terran. We're gonna scout what he's doing. This is Captain or Corporal Cates. Corporal Cates. So if he does not have an expansion, we're going to build a spine crawler. No expansion. Let's build a spine. Hide my overlord on the cliff. We have a reactored barracks making marines right now. Let's go ahead and fly back to a cliff right now. Whatever. This is a who knows what the hell this build is what it is. Okay? Who fucking knows? Doesn't matter. You don't need to know. It doesn't matter. I could care less what it actually is. It just looks not great, is what I'll say. It's either a massive all-in or it's not great. If this guy is not pulling SCVs and all-in me in the next 30 seconds, I'm going to be thinking, oh, I'm ahead. Basically. We're going to go ahead and build behind my mirror line. Because, the reason why is because this guy is going for ranged units. He's going for Marines and not like Hellions. If he was going Hellions, I 100% would wall my base. But if he goes for Marines, I just spit a little bit there, my bad. If he goes for Marines, there's no point to wall, because if I do wall, he could kill my wall outside of range of my spine crawler, and I would be able to do nothing about it. Okay, so we see a reactor factory there. So now, okay, we just got wind of something else. Let's go ahead and do this. This is super all-in. I like that he's all-inning me, because that's what he should do. But we just got wind of it. Let's throw down a second spine. And let's actually start making a few roaches, just a few roaches, earlier than normal. It's similar to when we get Ling flooded. We're going to make like 5 roaches. Just 5. Before it's ready to go. And now he's actually making Widow Mines. Let's go and make an Overseer then. I wasn't sure what he was going to make. I thought it might have been Hellions, but it seems like it's Widow Mines. So now we're actually not going to use the roaches at all. And we're actually going to cancel the swine. You don't need to cancel the swine in your own game if you really are paranoid. You can keep it. But I'm not worried anymore. This is totally not going to do anything. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a third base. Inject with cream spread. Get range weapons and speed on the roaches. What rank are you playing at? This is platinum. Alright, where is this stuff? We're making roaches again. Alright, so you're in a situation now, right? Where you're like, what do I do? What do I do? And you're confused. You're not sure. You're just feeling a bit uneasy about things. You're like, oh my god, Widow Mines are Widow Mines are imbalanced! Just do this, okay? This is called a decision right here. A good decision at how to deal with someone who plays something weird. Let's go ahead and get range on Hydras and just start making Hydras immediately. And then we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. We'll call it a day, guys. He's got Drilling Claws. He's going for a Drilling Claw rush build. I don't know. It's crazy. We could, however, go Ravagers as well. That's also possible. But we're not going to do that. I'm going to back up for a second. Hold position my units. Hold my beer.
Metamorphosis complete.
Okay, so we're gonna move the Widow Mines up here. Oh, we're gonna wait. Oh, okay, he's actually blowing up all his Widow Mines on the eggs. Yeah, we should probably have enough to be able to defend this now. So now let's go ahead and make drones, and let's go ahead and push his little thingy over here, his base. I don't care. I'm not microing. This is not a micro league. We'll go ahead and push that back, and we'll make drones now, because we're not going to let this distract us too much. We just secured our base here. And now he's got two proxied factories that are now flying away. And we're just injecting, and inject. The queen's dead. We'll be injecting soon. And we can take a fourth base now. Already, automatically. This is another situation all over again, where I, the Zerg player, am probably at 100, almost 100 supply. And my opponent is at probably 30. Not even kidding. We can look at it again. We can go 725. I bet he's at 30 supply. Roughly. This is just how macro works. Players who do builds that are weird as shit, they don't tend to macro. Like, I was probably hoping that I had no idea how to handle Widow Mines and I would just die. Which is fine. I mean, that's just how he wants to play. That's all good. It probably beats some people. Now we're going to go ahead and start rotating drones to my fourth base. And just to guarantee... What if you're wrong? I doubt I'm wrong. Just to guarantee that I'm going to be in a good position here, we're going to make drones up to about 76 drones. There you go. We're at 76 now. We just saturated a fourth base. Now we're going to continue making Hydras. We'll even make a couple more Overseers. And we'll get Overlord speed because this guy's going for a cloak-based build. See how he still doesn't have a natural yet? It's pretty late in the game to not have a natural yet. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab a Hydra, and we're going to send one Hydra on the bottom side of the map. We're going to grab one Hydra, and we're going to send one Hydra on the top side of the map. And we're going to scout every potential hidden expansion that this guy could have. And if he has one, we'll go kill it. If he doesn't, we will get to a very close point where we're going to max out. He made new reactors over here. He's hiding again. We're going to get to a point where we're going to get very close to maxing out, and we will push. He's trying to go bio now. You don't win a game if... Here's, okay, the easiest way to explain it is everything he's doing is a distraction. If I get distracted, I could potentially lose to this because it can make the game really weird. But if I don't get distracted and I just macro, I'm going to have a ridiculous, fucking ridiculous amount of supply compared to what he's going to have. This is pure Hydra as well. This is not a cheap army. This army is expensive. But we're able to maintain it because we have 76 drones and we had it really early. So here you go. We found a hidden planetary. Let's go and go kill that. Let's go kill hidden planetary number 1.
Mineral field.
And look at my resources. Look at my supply. We're not getting distracted, guys. We're focusing 100% of my attention on macroing. I know he has a hidden base because I went and checked for it. And now that it's there, and we're going to kill it, we're going back to creep spreading. We're going back to making hydras. We're maxing out. And we can take this army and go crush it. If the planetary is going to be done, it's going to kill probably like 10 hydras or 8 hydras. Not even. It's going to kill like 4 hydras. Or 2. It killed fucking 2 hydras. And it's dead. Now let's attack that base. Do you have a planetary there too? Nope. It was a hidden base. Now let's go attack his natural because we're like right here. Okay. We'll have the overseers follow a hydra. Now look at my new army already. This is the power of just holding down the button to make hydras. We're losing hydras here and there, sure. But we're maxing out over and over and over and over. Now we can grab some drones here to optimally saturate. 3 gas, 16 drones. This base looks good. We're maxing out again. This base looks healthy. This base looks good. This base is fresh. It doesn't have anything yet, which is fine. All my bases are looking really solid. Now what does he got? What's happening over here? Why am I not winning the game? Let's figure that out. Oh, he's got tanks on the high ground. Okay, well, we killed it. But my army's dead. Okay, so be like, oh shit, my army died. But if we go back to the game, I got another army, guys. I can just do it again. I just do another attack. We'll just hit him again with another round of like 50 hydras.
Mineral field.
725, 30 supply? Okay, here you go. He's got 34 supply. Fucking crazy, right? There's some strange correlation between players using cheesy stuff and no gas. I mean, yeah, players just like to play weird. Some players just like to play weird. It's just how it goes. But look at this guy's economy. Look at my economy. He's got 1,000 minerals incoming right now because he's actually mining mules. But here's the really crazy thing. He's mule dropping the one base he has, which means this base is gonna there are going to be individual patches that will start mining out really fucking fast. Really fast. So he's going to be mining off of like 4 patches here real quick. And I'm mining off of 4 bases. It's 4 patches of minerals versus 4 fully saturated bases. That's what it's going to be. So if we look at the supply here, it's going to be, like, I'm already almost tripling the supply here. It's going to get really ridiculous really fast. Because we didn't buy into this guy's shit of being like, let's be distracted. Oh my god, what do I do? We scouted for proxies eventually, but we just made the drones, and we just kept the build solid. Look, he's like dropping a mule and shit, repairing a factory. He's thinking he's slick as shit. Look when we push. We're quadrupling his supply when we push. We're maxed out versus like a 60 supply Terran. So he's dead. He's absolutely screwed. It's all coming down to macro. It doesn't matter what I have, what I do. I did something that's very easy to use. I did something that it's hydras. They're A-movable. Hydras are really easy to A-move. And the reason why I made hydras, if you guys are wondering, is because a Widowmine has 5 range, guys. A Widowmine has 5 range. A Hydra has 6 range. So if I have an Overseer following a Hydra, and a Hydra is on literally A-move and I don't micro it at all, it will kill a Widowmine out of range of a Widowmine shooting back. That's literally all it is. It's the only reason why I chose to go mass Hydras instead of Roach Hydra, is because he did this. Mass Widowmine opener. And I scouted it. I saw it with an Overlord. So I reacted to what he did. I changed my strat a tad because I did something more optimal, but it's still 100% a move. Again, my strategy choice comes in a little bit in Platinum League, I would say. Like you can optimize it a tad, just like how in Platinum League, if you guys have noticed, that's the first league we've been doing against when we're against Perdos. where they like to go cannons and have a wall and go line to like sky toss. That's the first league I've been in where I'm like, let's not do the roach timing anymore. Let's change it up. Let's do something more drone oriented because this guy's doing a build that is once again inefficient. So if I make drones, I take a lead. So again, Platinum League is the first league where we change our build. We alter it a tad to be logically correct to like a good idea to what our opponent does. But at the end of the day, it's still all about A move and macro. He actually killed a lot of Hydras with that bunker. That was pretty funny. It's all about the A move, boys. All about the macro. All about that macro. Can you do this in Diamond 2? In Diamond 2, you could do it sometimes. Diamond, you're going to get opponents that sometimes they will beat you if you just A move, and sometimes you will play people who will die if you A move. It's not guaranteed anymore. I will say, you could get Master League doing what I'm doing now over time. I guarantee you could get Master League over time. You just have to be a little patient. You'd probably have a 100% win rate up to Platinum. And then once you're in Platinum... Why the hell am I not making a drone? I tried to make a drone like 4 times there. Okay, now I just over-droned. Oh my god. It's like laggy or something. Anyways, I bet you could probably get Diamond with a high win rate. Get 2 Diamond with a high win rate. But yeah, I bet you could get to Masters with like a 60% win rate. 60% win rate, guys. Up, like getting 2 Masters. Most likely. With builds like this. Because odds are you're going to win more than you're going to lose. Because these builds are just solid versus most types of players.
Game resumed.
Alright, so we'll over extractor trick because my drone got fucked up for some reason. I don't know, I think I was like lagging at the start of the game. It wouldn't make the drone and then it made 2 drones. It was weird. I don't normally do that though, by the way. Normally I go 13 Overlord and then it's just fine. It's standard. This guy is Zerg, right? Yeah, he's Zerg. Okay. Okay. So once again, we're gonna drone to 20 supply right now, and we're gonna make a gas, which is also timed with 50% of my pool completion. When the pool is at 23 seconds, which is right now, we make a gas. Now we have 19 supply because we just made an extractor. Now we stop. Is this guy going to 12 pool me? We wait until 2 minutes to make an overlord. Are you 12 pulling me? If I don't see lings by 2 minutes, I will make a overlord because oh my god, so many notifications. Okay, no lings yet. Overlord. We're good. Make a queen. Make another queen. And let's make some drones. He's got an expansion. Let's grab another overlord and bring it down. I like to leave my second overlord in front of my base too to see if people run around my overlord, my first overlord, with something like a drone or some shit, and like try to put a spine in my base. That's why if you're wondering why I always leave my second overlord there, it's because some people like to try and circumvent the first overlord. Alright, so we'll move this overlord over here, and we'll move this overlord like over here, and now we're good. We're gonna take a layer with our first 100 gas on the main, and we take another queen at my natural. Then we start an Evo chamber. Start a roach warren. And notice how I moved it up 1 pixel? If you guys didn't know what I mean, it's look at this. I moved it up. See that green bar right there? I moved it up 1. It should be there, but I moved it there, which gives us a hole right there where I can put the queen. With in case I get all in by lings or something like that. So 40 supply, we take our gases. And we're going to put our last Evo chamber right here to block it off so the queen can be safely tucked away. Don't have to worry about shit. Now the queen can't really be hit very hard. Eject, eject. We drone up to, we have +1 weapons going and roach speed going as quick as possible on both of these things. And then we're going to drone up to 48, and then we make roaches. 48 supply, and now it's going to allow us to take a third base while not desaturating our natural. Now we make roaches, and we can send a drone out now to take a third. It doesn't really, we'll put the third here. It doesn't really matter that much, but we'll just take it here. Okay, we need to go cover it now with the queen. Because that Ling will kill it. Okay, there we go. Take my third. We can make an overseer right now. And we can react to this guy's build depending on what he might do. He might go mutas. We haven't seen anything yet from him. If I saw Lings early, and a lot of Lings, I wouldn't be as worried to make an overseer. But this guy hasn't shown me anything. He's shown me nothing. So we should be cautious about what might happen. So let's have a changeling run around. Overseer can run around. Double evos. Layer. Roach Warren. Okay, looks he's going roaches. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and start saturating my third base now. Get 2-1 upgrades going. We'll attack his third right now with our roaches. And yeah, we'll make drones. Making drones right now, guys, for our third base. Our overseer just died. It's okay. And we'll go ahead and start a Hydroden as well as soon as we grab one of our drones that spawn here. Hydroden. We'll get over there. Oh, the overseer didn't die. Never mind. Oh, sick. It's alive! It's alive! Drone count now is at 57 for us. It's really good. We killed his third base. Because he didn't have enough roaches to hold. Now we A-moved his natural with our roaches. Whatever happens, happens. But now this is once again a 3-base Zerg versus a 2-base Zerg. So we're ahead. And we're not stopping, we're not slowing down on our macro at all throughout this whole process. And we're fully saturated now of 3 bases. So we're going to have a big-ass power swing in this game now. Even if this dies, we can just make roaches now. And our roaches should be able to hold. Making roaches, making roaches, making roaches. And we have a 4th base started as well. Our roaches are about to be 2-1. And we have hydras that are potentially ready to go. Start some overlords. Inject, inject, inject. Make a couple changelings, go scout his base, whatever. Why not? I have the overseer, why not do it? Start another upgrade. We'll do a Carapace level 2, and we got Hydra movement speed coming right after range. Now we're at 120 supply. Okay? Oh, look, he's attacking me. Okay, so we'll go deal with that now. We were going to make drones right now, but because he's attacking me, we will no longer make drones. It's a lot of roaches, right? Okay, we'll go ahead and back up, because we're taking actually a really fucking stupid fight.
Forces are under attack.
Let's keep making roaches. There we go. We're A moving towards him. And we can retake the base that just died over here. How did he manage to make so many roaches than you? He didn't. He just didn't make drones. Right now the drone count right for him is probably 40, 44. Mine's 66. So my supply is again going to just like increase way over his. Trust me, the next time we fight, it's going to be a very one-sided fight. Watch. We can start an infestation pit to go into 3/3 upgrades eventually. Make more roaches. It's all about macro. And he kind of skipped his to do a timing right there, which is why it looks kind of scary. But his third base is probably pretty empty. And if it's not, it's probably because he transferred some of his drones from his main to his third. My changeling just died. That's kind of funny, actually. It looked like I had math hacks for a second. Alright. Now, check this out. You guys ready? Are you ready? Here we go. As soon as these Hydra spawn, we'll go. Okay, now here we go. A move here. Shift A move there. Shift A move there. Shift A move there. Now, the whole time this is happening... Oh, wait, no. Hold on, he's right here. Just A move directly at him now. Inject, inject, inject. Make a hive. We can take another... Oh, we can't take that base. Keep making roaches as this fight's happening. Literally hold down shift SR. Make roaches. Let's just A moves right towards his main because he's leading me around the world here. You can take another base over there. You can creep spread a little bit. Here, we found a base. Inject, inject, inject. Make roaches. Attack him. That's my army. Make roaches. Make roaches. Look at my supply. It never drops because we're keeping up on inject, 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 and we're making roaches the whole time. Look at his supply, look at my supply. Or look at his army, look at my army. It's obviously like we're not making roaches in the army, but my supply is staying high. GG. But if we look at the supply of him, or the resources of him rather, let's see how it goes for him. So in this fight, he actually got to a point where he had 170 supply. That's not bad. That's honestly not bad. Not bad at all. But we're 2-2. He's 2-1. Upgrades are really similar as well. His upgrades are not bad either. He's playing this game pretty well overall. The biggest thing he made a mistake on is the opener. We definitely did a lot of damage to him with the opener and got a lead with just the roach push on his third. But if we look at differences in the build here, okay? Let's look at differences. His Hydroden has just started. Our Hydroden is fully upgraded already, and we already have Hydras in the army with full upgrades. He doesn't have an infestation pit, so he can't go hive. We have an infestation pit, and we're already halfway onto a hive. His third base is saturated well, saturated well, saturated. His bases are all saturated well, but his fourth base is now getting overpowered. Our fourth base is still hunky-dory. It's still good. But if we look here, we'll take a second here, we'll look at his macro compared to our macro during the fight. We'll actually watch it during the fight now. Look at the supply of our stuff. He's macroing alright. It's okay. Let's look at his queens. His queens they're missing a bit of injects. Like this one's missed 3 injects. This one's missed 2 injects. This one doesn't have a queen at all. Things like that definitely hurt him as well. There it is right there. That was the queen right there. It was just sitting in the middle of the field. Things like that definitely hurt him a bit. But yeah, it comes down to constantly flowing your units, keeping it going. But Gus West, you played really well, man. You played pretty well. Good shit, dude. Platinum 1!